But what if I told you the secret to living the most purpose driven and wonderful life is to be connected to our own intuition? Because our own intuition is connected to everything else. Hey guys, welcome back to Thrive-Veda, your home of everything mind, body, and spirit, so we can live our most inspirational and empowering lives. So I kind of gave away today's topic already, and that is the power of intuition, a guiding North Star, a light for many out there. And for the ones who are missing it, this might be truly the piece that prevents you from being your best, most successful and happy self, to say the least. First, I'm going to go into what intuition is, and then I'm going to give you 3 awesome points you can bring into your life to bring your intuition to the forefront to guide your life to true happiness. So what do I mean when I mentioned earlier that the intuition is connected to everything else? Well, the conscious mind, as you may or may not be aware of, is a very small percentage of your whole self. It is much like the tip of the iceberg, with the vast drove of your true self being hidden in the subconscious. So when we begin to tap into our intuition, all this information, basically every experience that you ever had in this life, and some might even claim beyond, according to the work of Dr. Newton, through unearthing our intuition and beginning to connect ever deeper to our true selves, we start to understand life in a completely different light. And let me tell you, my friends, it is so wonderful. For me personally, it was the piece that was missing most of my life. Being so much in the more young or masculine, conscious mind of forcing things to happen instead of being in the yin, intuitive, letting things come through inspiration, made my life much more stressful. And I am sure the majority of the Western world can relate to this. In fact, the more stress and the more forcing we do through our work, etc., especially if it's not aligned to our true purpose, the more important our intuitive side becomes. To make this simple, as many indigenous cultures, in this case I'm referencing the Australian indigenous people, as they understood, the masculine energy or the conscious mind can be represented by lines from point A to point B, very much the way someone who has more masculine energy, they are much more direct, objective driven. Now the feminine, or the yin principle of the intuitive mind, which we all have to varying degrees, can be represented by a circle, as it takes in the complete gamut of existence, something that if our conscious mind was to try to absorb, it would explode. And no one likes to get their mind blown. Okay, well, I take that back. I love getting my mind blown. If we listen deep enough and really get in touch with our intuition, some people even call this the conscience, you will realize that there is a powerful guiding force inside each of us, and that at any moment we can truly access this for a variety of reasons, including finding that purpose, yes, but even for making the correct decision in terms of our daily activities or even chores. No longer do we need to waste energy trying to come up with some kind of superficial reason, but instead we are guided by an infinite source, and the more we actually listen to our intuition, the more energy we actually have. And that is mind-blowing if the conscious mind even tries to wrap its head around that concept. Now, 3 ways we can tap into our intuition, with number 1 being a follow-up of the idea of listening, because to listen it requires silence. Silence is imperative to truly listen. And we can do this through a myriad of ways. We can go out into nature and really begin to connect. And without using too much of the conscious mind, we can essentially sit down, begin to relax the body, and in turn begin to take in all the information of all of the nature around us. We begin to understand that deeper connection I was referring to earlier. The circle of a life isn't just a physical concept, but it's even metaphysical in the sense that everything informs everything else in a giant web of life. The more quiet we get, the more we understand this on a deeper level. Number two, and you see this probably a lot, with our attention spans shrinking, we're essentially going through this dopamine loop stimulated by, yes, social media, definitely being a huge one, but also sugar, porn, and a list of many other things. But by cutting down on these vices, we begin to silence the mind, silence that urge inside to do something, to grab something, and we begin to connect to that present self, that deep silence within. And of course, you know me, the easiest way to do this is through meditation, because there is nothing more powerful for finding silence, even in a drove of chaos, once you begin this practice regularly. Because if your mind can't at least be turned down, you might be in nature, but you might still have that need for that dopamine stimulus, or you might have nagging thoughts or traumas locked into your body through muscular armoring, something I talk about in some of my other videos, but you may not be able to truly silence yourself enough to access that intuition. And this is a gradual process, probably for just about everyone, even the people truly connected to their intuition, to be able to hear that depth and that wisdom from within. So I'm going to link my new guided meditation down below. Check it out. It's going to help you quite a bit to relax, to de-stress, but more importantly, to begin to access that intuition. And number three, we need to clean up our diets, because to have a coherent heart-mind connection, to feel good in our own body, to feel at least silent and neutral enough inside to really be able to connect to our intuition, that requires a certain level of comfort in one's own physical vehicle, our body. Have you ever tried eating so much that you're just gluttonous, full? And let me tell you, I do it a lot because I love food. But putting junk into the body may very well prevent you from becoming the greater version of you on many levels. To sum this all up, look at this analogy. Imagine that in order to hear our intuition, which is this quiet conscience, this quiet subconscious that bubbles up into our conscious, we need to still the water of the pond. If we introduce foods like big rocks that send ripples through the pond, if we bring in any form of chaos, we won't be able to see the depth of the subconscious, won't be able to connect to our intuition. Hence, a still pond means we can access the depths of our true selves, that other 90% of who we are. So yes, my friends, by tapping into our intuition, we're going to ensure that we live our most wonderful life. It will truly allow us to become our greatest self. And most importantly, we will become aware of our deep connection to all of creation itself. If you found this video helpful, my friends, do give me a like and share this with someone you think might benefit from it, because there's a good chance someone out there needs to hear this. And until the next video, my friends, have a wonderful day, an amazing week, and I will see you on the next one.